Mr. Cooper Bennett. All right.
They took a week off from racing last week, but they are back here again. And what a track to come back to. They are thinking outside the oval here tonight, as we are in California for Sonoma. Sam Cooper Bennett up in the booth with you, as always. Joined with me on Thursday night is Mr. Scott Princess. Scott, we're going to be in for an entertaining race tonight, and a very different one as well.
Yeah, old Gen 6 out there on the road course at Sonoma tonight. Should be interesting. Got some new drivers in the league, too. A couple guys that we're familiar with, Mr. Ronnie Osper and Nate Seifker. So I'm curious to see how they mesh in with these guys here tonight. But, yeah, it's going to be a bit of a different twist tonight for the old NASCAR fans. Right and left turns tonight.
Absolutely. And Nate Seifker and Ronnie Osborne not being any slouches already tonight. They're already up in the top 5 in standings in the hot lap session, so definitely going to be ones to watch here tonight as they represent Phenomenal Evolution for the first time tonight here at SOMO. Just want to go through a couple of sponsors here before we start tonight's race. Just want to give a shout out to the race sponsor. Not that one. Not that one either. What the hell?
And Sam, I just heard Paul Zoda mention that there will be no stage racing tonight. It's just going to be a straight up 65 lap race. So
that's going to be good. But anyway, let's go through some sponsors here tonight. First, let's give a shout out to MB Motorsports. They are tonight's race sponsors. Always good peripherals there for your sim rig. And if you want iFlag for yourself, then go to MB Motorsports. I don't know. Anyway, let's go to the next one. Let's give a shout out to United Real Estate's one of the league sponsors. If you want a decent house for yourself, or if you want to looking to sell a house, then go to United Real Estates. They will give you a decent offer. Also want to give a shout out to Coffee and Glitter Mom, usual race sponsors of this league. If you want a decent cup for your barbecue this summer, then go to Coffee and Glitter Mom. They are on Facebook at www.facebook.com/Coffee and Glitter Mom. Always want to give a shout out to PZ Overlays. If you want an overlay like the one you see here tonight on our broadcast, then go to Paul Zota. That's PZ Overlays. You'll find them on Facebook. And want to give a shout out to one of the league sponsors there as well, Top City Travel. Book your next vacation with Top City Travel. Also, just want to give a special mention to a race that we've got coming up this Sunday. We're still looking for drivers, so do not hesitate to either donate or get your entry in before Sunday. We are hosting the Penny Dudley ALS Race for a Cure 250 this Sunday, hosted by Top Fuel Racing, live on both for broadcasting, and it's in the IR18. Scott, do you want to say a few words about that?
Yeah, currently we only got 8 guys signed up. We have raised already $360. We set a league goal of $500, and we're already, I think it's 330 or 360. It might be 330. I can't remember. I got it written down over there. But either way, we're more than well on our way with only 8 guys signed up. So if we can get some more guys to sign up, that would be great. We'd definitely hit that $500 goal. And I'd like to, in a racing sense, blow right on by that 500 number and make it a whole lot more. We're going to have some folks tuning in from the ALS Foundation themselves. They had written an article recently where Penny Dudley had been mentioned in the article. And it just so happens that they dropped the race link to our actual race in that article. So we'll have some of them folks tuning in. I look forward to that. And we may have a surprise for them on Sunday. I'm not going to say any more about it, but we may have a bit of a surprise on Sunday. But we'll just see how that unfolds and if that comes about. It may not. But either way, we're looking to put on a good race Sunday. And hopefully anyone out there that ain't doing anything Sunday night, you'd like to give to a good cause. We're trying to raise some money for the ALS Foundation, and we're going to be racing some IndyCar action at Michigan Speedway.
Yeah, you can join us for that on Sunday, June 24th at 9 p.m. Eastern for a race for a cause. Just want to show out some decent awareness for ALS and hopefully find a cure in the future. Anyway, let's go to tonight's points tonight, Scott. Adam Baker's still sitting at the top, but it's getting very chippy between the guys behind him.
Yeah, Adam Baker pretty much running away with the regular season championship. He's got actually a 100-point lead now over Keith Mayato, who's a short start. Keith does have 5 wins though to Adam's 1 win, and even with that 1 start short, he would still be well behind in the points. So what a season Adam's having, even though he's only won 1 race. But Keith Mayato is actually tied for 2nd place with Joe Mitchell. Joe's won a couple races this season, but they're both 100 points back, but battling it out there for 2nd. Seth Hatchell's 4th. Lupe Gonzalez is 5th. Chris Samard's 6th. Shane Papala dropped a couple spots to 7th. Aaron Mulrooney Jr. 8th. Brian Neff 9th. And David Gainforth rounds out the top 10. Gainforth currently 328 points back of Adam Baker. Yeah, and Gainforth is only 1 start short too, so Adam's got a huge lead on 10th place.
Absolutely, and a couple of names I just want to shout out there. Tom Clayton, who's not here tonight, he's sitting in 11th place. Braden Johnson, last time out, he won. He is there in 12th place. 13th is Lemon. He's another one that's not here tonight. Ron Hollifield and Paul Zota. And Paul Zota, you'll be happy to hear, Scott, he's running the Monkey Butt scheme tonight.
Is he back out there racing? Last time I knew he wasn't out there racing no more. So I'm just glad to hear he's back out on the track for one. And I don't blame him for getting back in that car. If you've had luck with it, put it back on the car and see what happens. So his luck has gone sour as of late. That's why he took a little bit of a break. Maybe that's what he needed, a bit of a reprieve. And maybe we'll see some good results tonight out of the 99.
Absolutely. Well, qualifying is underway right now. Seth Hatchell currently sitting top of the standings with a 125.672. And Braden Johnson, winner last time out, he's in 2nd with a 125.828. So it'd be interesting to see how these guys put some times down. But as I said at the top of the broadcast, Scott, it's going to be interesting to see how Ronnie Osmer and Nate Siefka with this new rig perform tonight.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how they mix in with these guys. I think, they'll be able to hold their own. It might be a bit of a learning curve for them switching over to the Gen 6, but I know Ronnie was pretty fast there in practice. I didn't see where Nate was, but looks like Nate's times were pretty close too. So curious to see how they'll play a role in tonight's race.
It looks like Nate Siefka's already hit something because he's got a ding on his front hood. Not sure what happened there to the number 13 PHEW machine, but he's sliding all over the place going around the track, so I wonder if that damage on the front is actually causing him to be a bit loose there going around the corners.
No, he's just loose. They said the setup was extremely loose. So I'm sure we're going to see Adam Baker's wrecking on the front stretch right now. So you're going to see a lot of that tonight if these guys don't take it easy.
Adam Baker, yeah, just having a bit of an incident there. It is open qualifying, so everybody is out on track right now.
Yeah, but it's almost over already. I mean, they didn't hardly get any time to qualify as far as the road course goes. They're going to be able to get maybe 2 laps. Already under 2 minutes left in qualifying.
Absolutely. Look at Shane Papala. Shane Papala not having the best of luck lately. After, it's Chris Samard spins out and almost collects Seth Hatchell.
And look who's up on the pole.
Nate Siefka. Want to take a look at Ronnie Osmer there. He's on his hot lap right now in that Hub International number 55. And that is actually the paint scheme he ran at Daytona in ARCA, Scott.
Very cool, very cool. I knew that looked familiar for some reason.
Yeah. I actually painted it for him as well. I said I'd paint it for him specially and managed to pull it off to the closest I could to his ARCA machine.
That was pretty cool of you, Sam.
Yeah.
You're an alright guy no matter what they say about you, Sam.
And I also painted Nate's car tonight because, I painted it so it's close to his, the paint scheme he raced last night in the Watkins Glen. That's the same paint scheme put on a Gen 6.
Oh, right on. It'll be easy to spot then. Yeah. We got a new pole sitter. Lupe has now taken over the top spot. A lot of guys still haven't put in a time. Only got 7 of all the guys here that have recorded a time. Looks like we got about 18 of them out there.
Something like that. One person that's returned to the series, that's Tyler Pluff. We've not seen him for a long time, but he is back here tonight. I don't think we've seen him since, what, Vegas or something like that? I'm not sure. I'm sure.
I don't think I've ever seen him.
Yeah.
Be the first time that I've experienced Mr. Pluff.
Yeah, he's making his return to the series. Last time we saw him, I believe it was Vegas we saw him. But he is here tonight, and he's eager to get going. Well, he's not eager to get going because he's still sitting in pit road. I don't think he's going to get a time in anyways. That's the checker flag is out now. Keith Mayato
still got a minute 35 seconds left of the cool down time. So anybody that got a lap going there before the end of the session, they'll be able to complete their lap.
One person on that lap is Mr. Keith Mayato. He's just coming up on Ronnie Osman now as he comes to the final hairpin. Let's see how.
Yeah, Osmer trying to improve his time too.
Yeah, Mayato was actually fastest in hot lap session, so we'll see what sort of time we can put down here. As Ronnie Osman
lost it.
Yeah, Osman wrecked across the line.
Took the pole.
Oh, wow! 0.3 of a second faster.
Ronnie does not improve his time because he lost it coming around that final corner, and Mayato come around, dodged that, and said, "Oh, I'll take the pole. Thank you very much." Fresh off his win last night at Watkins Glen. Congratulations on that, by the way, Mr. Mayato.
Oh, like me, you, and me, you, Ronnie, and Keith all had good finishes last night. So,
well, mine wasn't all that great. I kind of stepped on my own junk last night, and I've thought about it all day long, and it's time to move on.
Yeah, exactly. We've got 2 more races left in the season. One at Michigan, one at Phoenix, and it's just going to be basically a homecoming for you, Scott, as you've only got 2 more rounds to wait, and then you get your final prize money for the championship.
Kind of funny that you said homecoming, because going to Michigan feels like homecoming to me. So I'm looking forward to these back-to-back races at Michigan, especially after having a fire lit under my ass last night.
Absolutely right. Before we go to tonight's race, let's go to the grid for tonight's event. Keith Mayato just stealing the pole, as you already just saw there. He'll be joined on the front row by Lupe Gonzalez. On row 2 will be Nate Siefka and Braden Johnson. Row 3 will be Adam Baker and Seth Hatchell. Row 4 will be Chris Samard and Ronnie Osmer. And row 5 will be Shane Papala and Jay Felton.
Ryan Neff will start 11th. David Gainford starts 12th. Jeff Glockner 13th. Tyler Pluff, we mentioned him just a few minutes ago. He'll roll off 14th. Joe Mitchell 15th. Paul Zoda 16th. Ryan Gamble 17th. And the last car to grid up tonight, Ron Hollyfield back there in the 7 machine, gridding up 18th.
So 18 cars here set to kick off tonight. And I think that's pretty much the right result, really, that you want for the right amount of cars for tonight's race.
Yeah, you don't need a bunch of them out there, especially with the slick conditions.
As you see them all lined up on the grid there, we are going to do 1 full lap of the track before we go to tonight's race. There are, as we've already mentioned, there are no stages in this event, so it's going to be flat out racing, 65 laps long, and it's definitely going to be one to savour, as we've seen so many fast drivers up here tonight. It's a toss-up between, what, 5-6 drivers for the win here tonight?
Yeah, give or take. I mean, if it's anything like last night's race, who knows, man? You could even throw in a couple other guys, depending.
I know
matter who keeps it on the track.
I know Ronnie Osborne will be out for redemption on Keith Mayato tonight after losing the win to him.
With the setup the way it is, you saw right there, Ronnie pushing it just a little too hard there at the end of qualifying, and it come right around. Saw it happen to Adam Baker. Both those guys, for one, Ronnie Osmer drives ARCA cars in real life, and Adam Baker, you guys familiar with this series, know he's the all-time wins leader here. So these guys know what the hell they're doing. So for them to see them losing it like that, that tells you the car's pretty loose. All it takes is just pushing it a little too hard, and around you go.
Yeah, and another driver.
Up in smoke.
And another driver to watch here tonight is Braden Johnson. Got the win last time out. As yeah, he's looking for another win here tonight, and trying to get his championship run back on track after finally shaking off all that bad luck in that Finding Nemo machine.
Yeah, that was a hell of a win for him last week. Found victory lane, did Nemo. Sure, a lot of guys would like to find victory lane here tonight.
And how how much of a great win would it be for Nate Seifka if he managed to get the win on his debut here with SOMO. Finally got the new computer today, so he won't have any issues out there on track tonight like he did last night. So definitely good to see him with a machine that's actually running on all cylinders tonight.
Dare I say, it's about damn time, Mr. Seifker. I know he's been going through a lot with that computer that he's had for a good last couple months. It really put the damper on his IndyCar season because he just couldn't race. So
let's see if he can come back from all that in season 7 and maybe challenge for a title.
Oh, I definitely think both the guys starting on the front row will be contending for the Top Fuel Racing season number 7 championship, because I know they're both going to be there full time and they both know how to win.
Unfortunately, Ronnie Osborne won't, because obviously he starts college soon, so he's going to be taking a sabbatical and sitting out for a year. So unfortunate to hear, but obviously we wish Ronnie well with his future in college, like, you know.
Oh yeah, definitely. Real life gets in the way sometimes, and hopefully we'll still be around when he gets back. Here we go. Pace car's off, Sam. If you don't mind, I'll get us going tonight here. Oh, California at Sonoma.
Absolutely.
Waiting on Keith Maotto, and there he goes. He's had enough waiting. Let's do it. We're racing.
Absolutely. 65 laps are underway here at Sonoma. Keith Maotto not wasting any time, and he's already pulled out to a pretty decent lead over Lupe Gonzalez, but Gonzalez trying to close the gap through the slower corners. Nate Seifka.
No reeling back in.
Nate Seifka already under attack by Adam Baker, but we know Nate Seifka, he's a bit of an alien on these road courses, but never seen him race on a road course in a stock car before, so this will be definitely different for the 13, but we know what he's like on these road courses. He won't be any different, will he?
Oh, he's got to stay off them curves right there. He about lost it there because he got up on the curb so hard. He attacked the curb, but unfortunately, you can't do that here like you do in an IndyCar. Not some of these curbs, anyway.
Absolutely not, but nevertheless, he's still there in P4, just ahead of championship leader Adam Baker. Chris Simard sitting there in 6th place right there. Seth Hatchell, Ronnie Osborne has dropped back to 8th place already, so big issues there for the 55, but again, just like Nate Seifka, he's going to be one that's to watch here on the road course. Shane Parler looking to shake off the bad luck he's been having lately. He's in 9th. Brian Neff back there in 10th place just behind him.
Dare I say it, Sam, because I spoke too soon. We weren't going to have any incidents, and I opened my mouth, and Paul Zota killed the tire barrier. I was going to say we didn't have any incidents on the first lap until we got to the final corner, and Zota just killed the front of the car.
What happened there as he comes towards the hairpin, getting too much speed into the hairpin. Back end went round and straight into the tyre wall.
We're getting stacked up here for 3rd place. Wow, we're really stacked up here as Seifker's lost a bunch of spots.
Seifker in a bit of trouble there. Oh, getting into it was Chris Simard there.
Getting touchy-feely early on here in Sonoma.
Absolutely.
Fine country.
Oh, Ronnie almost losing it as well.
Good save.
Yeah,
I think some of these guys now, the tires are coming up to temperature, man, and they're trying to push the car. They're seeing already just how much of a handful this thing's going to be tonight.
Absolutely. Ronnie already seeing how the car feels in a race condition, and he's not liking it so far. The man that's not liking it the most at the moment is Paul Zota. David Gainforth also just been in pit road as well, so problems for the 101 there. But yeah, going back to Nate Seifka, got shuffled back a bit. He's back in P6 now. Still keeping it wound up though. He's still right there behind Chris Simard.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a bit of a learning curve. You know, it's one thing being out there running practice laps, but it's another thing out there having live rounds thrown at you. He's under attack, so he's just going to have his hands full for a little bit. I'm sure everybody will find a little comfort zone here soon, and he'll settle down, as will a lot of others.
Absolutely. Keith Maotto, meanwhile, has stretched his lead out already on lap 3 to 2.583 seconds. He's checked out. He's gone.
Lupe just trying to do everything he can just to keep him in sight. But, you know, like I was saying, all it takes is just pushing a little too hard. Anything can happen, so.
Lupe Gonzalez has got some rear end damage there. I don't know if you noticed that. So that might be hampering his ability to catch up to the 09. But as we've already seen, like from last night, he's just a man on a different level. Especially, it seems like he's even better on these road courses than he is on the ovals.
Let's take a look at his lap times here and see just how bad that damage is holding him up.
Across the line, that's complete lap 3.
He's quicker than he was last lap, so it may not be hurting him too bad, but it might be slowing him down just a tick.
Still a second off the pace, though.
Yeah, that could be part of it, and it could just be Keith. Just could just be that much faster too. You know, Keith's an alien. Yeah, that is why we call him Jaws.
Absolutely, and Adam Baker up to P3 now. After wrecking it in qualifying, still managed to lay a time down eventually. But up there in P3 now, he's got his good sparring rival Chris Samard right behind him. Chris Samard back there in P4 for some reason. And he's
Seifert just continues to fall. Osmer and Hatchell have both gotten by him now.
Absolutely, there is Osmer just in front of him. And Osmer now chasing down Seth Hatchell. Seth Hatchell, another one that is desperately seeking a win right now. He had one cruelly taken away from him, I believe, about 3 weeks ago. So unfortunate there for the number 8 driver. So hopefully he can get back up there. He's sitting in the top 5 right now, not doing too badly, but he's not really catching the 77 either, as Ronnie Osborne is getting even closer to the back of that number 8 machine now.
Seems like everybody's starting to find a bit of a comfort zone now. Everybody's getting familiar and comfortable with the car. Ooh, we're almost 3 wide back here coming out of the final corner with the 6, the 9, and the 18 as they're racing it up hard back here. Jay Felton just going to let these guys go.
That's
Joe Mitchell pushing it. Yeah, it's Joe Mitchell in the 18. He's pushing the envelope right now, trying to make up spots. Had to start in the back tonight.
Joe Mitchell, another one that's not really had the best of lucks lately. I mean, had a horrible race last time out, and he's really against it again tonight. Back there in the top 10 spot, and just mired in the midfield right now.
He's having some fun back there, racing it up with these guys. Looks like he's going to be able to make the pass here on the outside. Oh. Maybe. He's trying.
Gemmell nearly cut him off, but didn't quite do it.
Yeah, he gave it to him. It was looking like he was going to surrender the position, and ultimately he did. He just waited a little longer.
There's Joe Mitchell now up to the top 10. So he's on a march now. He's 10 seconds back from Shane Pipala there, who's also on his own in that number 9 spot. Nate Siefka is 2.7 seconds ahead of him as Ronnie Osmer's making a move on Seth Hatchell to the inside through the hairpin. Seth Hatchell's going to get a better run going into that left-hander and across the line. So Seth Hatchell going to keep that 5th position, but Ronnie Osmer really found a rhythm now, and he really wants to get past that number 8 now.
Sam, I'm not sure what happened to Braden Johnson, but he's sitting on pit road and he seems to have a lot of damage. I'm not sure if he's going to be coming back out on track or not.
Well, let's find out what happened to Braden Johnson. We are going to go back and see. He's been on there for a while, actually. Yeah, he's been there for a while. I'm not sure what happened to Braden Johnson, but it looks like his night is done already. Let's go back to the battle between Seth Hatchell and Ronnie Osmer as Nate Siefka's joined onto the back of that battle now. So it's a 3-car battle for the top 5 now, Scott.
Yeah, they've been racing it up hard there, waiting for somebody to make a mistake.
As Osmer is actually falling back a tick there into the hands of his teammate, but remains going to be interesting to see, are they going to work together and try and get past Seth Hatchell, or are they going to race it out and see who can get into that top 5 spot?
Ronnie almost losing it there. I think Nate's going to give him a little bit of reprieve here and let him get it gathered up, not put too much pressure on him. These guys teammates and all. Jeff Glockner took it behind the wall. Didn't see what happened to Jeff, but he's out of the race too.
That's there as there's problems between Gameforth and Hollyfield. Go back and see what happened between those two. Hollyfield ducking to the inside, and I'm guessing it's going to be... Oh, yeah, Gameforth getting into the side of him. And that's what happened between those two. As no, Ron Holyfield spun it coming out of the corner. Gainesforth had to lock him up just to avoid him. And no other contact there except they're just very slowly creeping around the track right now. Meanwhile, there's a battle for second place on right now. I don't know if you noticed that, Scott.
No, I didn't. I wasn't watching the battle for second place. I've just been kind of watching around the track, watching for people making mistakes or getting in trouble.
Yeah, I've just noticed it as well. Adam Baker's actually caught right up to the back of Lupe Gonzalez. Going to try and put a move on him to the for the hairpin, but not going to make it work.
And Chris Samar's right there in tow too. He's not too far back. And if you look, Hatchell and them guys, they're all slowly reeling in Lupe. They're all gaining on Lupe. So Lupe is the one that's losing time here, and that could be a combination of the damage he has and a combination maybe the tires are starting to go away.
Absolutely, we are on lap 8 of 65. So, and this track is tough on tracks in normal circumstances, let alone stock cars. So I'm guessing the pit stops will be very frequent, if that.
I was actually wondering. I'm thinking this is probably just going to be a one-stop race.
Oh, maybe.
I'm thinking they should be able to stretch it on fuel to at least lap 30, and it's a 65 lap race, so they only got to go to lap 32 or 33 and then be able to make it to the end on one stop.
Braden Johnson has actually not beaten the 5-minute rule, so he will be put behind the wall now. So we're now down to 16 runners. As Paul Holt is still out on track though, despite missing his hood, he's still keeping his car in it, even though he's 2 laps down at this point.
Yeah, there's some folks out there that have already found some problems as we got to pass for the lead. Baker making a move on the inside here, and I think Baker's got it. Yep.
That's the second. Adam Baker up into P2 now. Gonzalez, tyre troubles by the looks of things, as he's falling away straight away to Adam Baker as, wow, cutting the corner to try and get up to the back of him right there. As Chris Samar's going to be the next one to be on the back of him now as he comes up through the left-hander, up the hill.
Adam's going to try to get away at this point. I'm sure Samar's wanting to get by Lupe as quickly as he can so he can keep up with Adam. He doesn't want to see Adam drive away here. They've already watched Keith drive away, so Samar doesn't want to see the 48 drive away as well. Hatchell trying to catch up with these guys back here. Hatchell's lost those guys that he had tailing him.
Yeah, he's already 2.5 seconds on the road from Nate Siefka. Nate Siefka has actually managed to get around Ronnie Osmer at some point, so good to see him making his way back through the field, albeit at the detriment to his teammate.
Ronnie's been having issues just keeping the car underneath him. He's battling that race car. It's pretty loose.
Yeah, very unfortunate there. And only his second race. I mean, he made his debut 2 weeks ago. Had a good finish there, but had a decent enough finish. He got a top 10. But yeah, he really wants to try and make a name for himself in the series, but he's still struggling with that 55 machine as he almost lost it coming out of the hairpin again, and he's lost about 2 seconds to Nate Siefka now.
And just looking around the rest of the track, everybody's really getting spread out right now. We got Jay Felton and the 60 of Brian Neff. They're pretty close battling it up, but everybody else pretty. Oh, we got one right in front of him off the course there. I think it's the 94 coming back on. All's good, but he'll lose 2 spots.
That's Tyler Pluff in that 94 Chevrolet, losing 2 positions there to Brian Neff and Jay Felton. And yeah, Neff and Felton having a pretty decent battle at this point as Neff actually hits the wall coming out of the hairpin.
Yeah, that's about the only battle I see other than up here battling up for second. And Lupe and Samard are not letting Baker get away.
Baker not really getting away from these top 3. As we see Keith Moyato still stretching his lead there as he made his way through the hairpin, but there are the 3 cars behind him, hoping to try and catch him up, but really not doing so at this point, as they're just battling between themselves.
Contact between the 7 and the 8. Ron Holyfield, who's already got a damaged car, just banged doors with the 8, knocked him up the hill, and there goes the 13 on by. So that just cost Hatchell a spot. Hatchell, I'm sure, is not happy about that.
something happened to Hatchell before that so Nate could catch up. Let's go back and find out what happened.
He almost went off track, but it wasn't anything too bad. He was trying to battle with trying to get a run on the 7 there and get away from him, and then the 7 just drove it down in the corner and made contact.
And you can see Nate Siefka really on the loud pedal as he came towards the hairpin. And yeah, contact between the 7 and the 8. I don't think Neff saw him there, and no, Holyfield, sorry, saw him. I don't think he saw him there, and that's going to put Hatchell down a position now, as now Hatchell has got Ronnie Osmond behind him.
Yeah, Ronnie maybe starting to get the better of this car now. The car was getting the better of him early on, but I think he's starting to grasp it now. Of course, Hatchell's been having some issues too, so I'm sure that's helped a little bit. But Ronnie's not all over the place like he was a few laps ago. And there's Hatchell almost going off track again. Ronnie getting a big run. I think he's going to try to take a look, but he ain't going to have a big enough run.
Oh, dives it in there though, and almost collides with the number 8 as he's going to try and see if he can make it around the final corner without wrecking this time, and he does. Falls away a bit from Hatchell, but Hatchell got Hatchell blinking just there.
Looked like it, just a tick. He's all right.
So Osmer just falling back slightly from the 8 just to give him a bit of room, and himself a bit of room, just to regroup for another attack at some point later on in this event. Nate Siefka though pulled out to a 2.1 second lead over those two, and it's going to be interesting to see if he, because now he's got that car underneath him, he can drive that car perfectly. Let's see if he can actually catch up to the back of Chris Samard now after all that.
Yeah, he's got quite a bit of ground to make up. Samard's up here racing hard with Lupe and Baker, trying to keep up with Baker. Baker's starting to get away now. He's put quite a bit of distance on the 53s. The 53s battling a loose race car right now, but these guys are slowly watching the 48 drive away.
There's Chris Samard.
Now Samard taking a look. Yep.
Yep, Samard on the outside as they come to the final corner.
He let him go.
But Samard up to P3 now. Lupe Gonzalez fall into P4. And with that struggling car now, will that invite Nate Siefka up to the back of the 53 now? Because it looks like Siefka's got the better car than Lupe Gonzalez right now.
Yeah, just to be a matter of Nate just staying consistent, catching up to him, eventually probably passing him. We're almost halfway through the run. You may see some of these guys do two pit stops. Some of these guys just may not be able to hold on to the car and need tires that bad and come down and make it a 2-stop race. But I'm sure there's going to be a couple of them out there, and I'm sure my auto is going to be one of them. If he's got the fuel, it's going to be a 1-stop race.
Issues for Osmer. Osmer's got problems. He spun it coming across the line again. Oh, grabbed that inside wall just coming around the final corner and spun it round just before the line, and that has lost him a position. Well, it's not lost him 2 positions as there go Papala and Mitchell. Ronnie Osmer, more troubles there for the 55.
Yeah, and he's still battling the car too. It doesn't look like the car's got too much damage on him though. It looks like he's all right cosmetically. Just battling that car.
Yeah, he's back.
Thought he had settled down, but I guess it's probably going to be an issue for most of the night.
Oh, big slide coming through the right-hander there, as he's going to try and get past Ron Holyfield as quickly as possible. Obviously, Ron Holyfield, this is not for position. Holyfield taking a really deep line going for the hairpin. Kind of worked. But Osmond really wants to get by him as quickly as possible to get to the back of Joe Mitchell.
There he did.
Wow. Finally got that corner to work. The one thing I know about Ronnie is that when Ronnie gets angry, he gets better. So that's an interesting thought. Anyway, let's go back to Lupe Gonzalez, who's still on the back of Chris Samard there in 4th place. Not letting the 77 get away, but Nate Siefka has taken another second out of the 53 and is closing in on these two very, very fast. Oh, just as I say that, Nate Siefka loses the back end, going through the right-hander towards the hairpin, saves it, but That must have been a scary moment for Sivka. About to show the battle between Shane Papala and Joe Mitchell right now. Shane Papala in 7th place, Joe Mitchell in 8th. Brian Neff there in pit road, he's had issues. What's gone on with him? Going for the hairpin there. I'm guessing it's going to be the final corner again.
Mitchell's off track.
Oh! So issues there for Joe Mitchell. Everybody seems to be having big issues right now. There he is at the back of Shane Papala. Let's see what happened to him. As loses the back end coming out of the right hander, and that is yeah, that's going to slow him down going for that sand.
Yep, that's unfortunate for Joe. He was making up some good ground. Now he's going to have Ronnie to deal with. Oh, and Joe's still Ronnie's battling a car. Sorry, Ronnie's still battling that car up ahead.
Yeah, so this is going to be an interesting battle there, as Joe Mitchell also fighting the car too. So it's going to be a battle of the loose machines right now.
Yeah, Ronnie definitely having some issues right now. I think Joe's going to definitely be able to get past him at some point.
As he gets better speed than him going into the hairpin. Mitchell almost loses it going in there. Manages to collect it, but he's going to lose more time to Ronnie Osmond as they exit the hairpin towards the final corner. So, Joe Mitchell driving angry, Ronnie Osmond driving angry. This could be a spicy battle once they do eventually get together.
Yeah, and I think Chris Samard is slowly reeling in Adam Baker. Slowly.
Yeah, he just took a 10th out of him now in that last segment. So, yeah, definitely starting to reel in the number 48. You can see Adam Baker there, just making his way around the fast right-hander towards the hairpin to complete another lap here at Sonoma. And you can see Samard there in the background. You probably can't, but I did.
I'm watching Hatchell slowly reel in Seeker, and Seeker. Oh, and just as I say that, Seeker spins it. There goes Hatchell.
That's big.
Yep, Seeker having another moment.
Big damage on the front of that number 13 as well now, so that is not going to help him for speed later on in the race, but he is going to have to do some pit farming at some point now. Brings it up the hill, but yeah, you can see that huge front damage on the front end of his car, as that is going to affect his engine, unfortunately. Back and see what happened. Going towards the hairpin there, carries way too much speed going into the hairpin, didn't slow it down enough, and around he goes. Yeah, went into the hairpin way too hard, and now he's going to chase Hatchell again, just like he did before, so it's a bit of cat and mouse between the 13 and the 8 right now. That's only because of people spinning out and hitting each other.
Yeah, no, I'm sure we haven't seen the last of that. We're going to have more of that before this race is over. That's that car out there they're battling right now.
Meanwhile, the battle between Ronnie Osmer and Joe Mitchell is heating up right now. Ronnie has it, Mitchell wants it, and Ronnie's still fighting that car, as you already mentioned, Scott. Joe doing likewise, as he seems to be fighting the car too, so can Joe keep that car wound up and get by the 55 as they go towards the hairpin now, around the fast right-hander, and they've got Ron Holyfield to deal with as well.
Yeah, and we already saw what happens when you try to battle Ron Holyfield. He'll put a fender into you. He's going to get out of the way this time. I don't think he meant to do that earlier to Seth Hatchell, and this time he doesn't want to get into these guys, so he's just going to let them go on up the road, do their thing.
Ronnie Osborne getting better speed coming out of the hairpin as they go towards the hill. Joe Mitchell really staying with him at this point as they make their way around the long right-hander and further on up the hill. This is your closest battle out on track right now, as it looks like Seth Hatchell and... oh well, No Seeker has now got Brian Neff in between him and Hatchell, so definitely unfortunate. He's got to get round him when he does. Let's go back to the battle between Ozma and Mitchell, as Mitchell is even closer this time as they come out the hairpin.
Yeah, he's pretty much been right on him for just a little bit now. Just waiting for Ronnie to make another mistake. He'll pounce as soon as he does.
That's if Ronnie makes a mistake. Fast right-hander towards the hairpin. Back end slides out for Ronnie Ozma. Ozma trying to collect it. There goes Joe Mitchell to the outside. He sees his chance as they go towards the hairpin. Is Ronnie Ozma going to try and keep it on the inside? He does. Mitchell runs wide.
Big sweeper for Joe. Yeah, big sweeper. He got up there in them marbles and the car wasn't having it. So Ronnie holds on to the position.
A mistake from Ronnie Ozma there, going towards the hairpin. Joe Mitchell saw his chance there, went into the hairpin a bit too fast, ran wide, and Ronnie lives to fight another day, as he's now also gained time on Joe Mitchell as well, as Mitchell's had to drop back a lot, about a second.
Well, it wasn't so much that he had to drop back, he just lost. That's how much momentum he lost. And then once he got all them marbles on his tires, I'm sure they were slick there for a little bit, so he's trying to clean them up.
And they're closing in on Shane Papala, just as I say that.
Yeah, a little bit they are. He's just up the road from him.
Oh,
and there
Ronnie
goes
Ozma's around!
Taking a scenic route across that corner. Wow, look at that.
And he kept the position as well.
Hell of a slide job by the 55.
Go back and
Style
watch that.
points.
Go back and watch that. It goes around the right-hander there towards the hairpin on the back end of the course. Back end steps out. And wow, that is one hell of a save, and still managed to hold on to 8th place. So great save there by the 55, but look at Joe Mitchell now right on the back of the 55 as they go into the hairpin.
Brian Gemmell took it behind the wall.
Oh, unfortunately there for the number 6 lows for Pros Machine. Good to see him back in tonight's race, but also unfortunate to see him drop out, as it looks like Tyler Pluff is out as well, as he's in pit road. Brian Neff still out on track, missing his front end there. Actually, Brian Neff looks like he's done for the night. He's towed it, he's out of the race. Brian Neff is out.
Yeah, I saw him. They had just went around him. I'm trying to think. It was Mitchell and Ronnie. They had just went around him there just a minute ago. He had gotten off track when I saw him coming back on track. Tyler Pluff just took it behind the wall. Brian Neff just took it behind the wall. So they are officially done in this race.
We're still focused on this battle between Ronnie Ozma and Joe Mitchell. Ozma actually starting to gap the 18 now, so I'm wondering if Mitchell made a mistake at some point around the back end of the track, but then they come towards the hairpin as well, and they are gaining in on Shane Papala again now they've recollected their momentum. So there is P7 right in front of them.
And we'll have 20 laps now. So I'm thinking that a lot of these guys, if not all of them, are going to try to make this a one-stop race, Sam. Because if you were coming to the road, you'd probably be coming at the end of lap 20 for your first set of tires, and no signs of anyone coming to pit road if you're going to make this a two-stop race.
Absolutely. It looks like Ronnie Ozma's starting to pull away from Joe Mitchell. Mitchell's actually not going very fast around this corner now. He's fallen to almost 1.4 seconds behind the 55. As Ozma's now less than 2 seconds behind the 89 of Shane Papala. Shane Papala may well be dragged into this battle very soon if Papala doesn't really put his foot down at this point, so to speak.
Yeah, they're doing a little fishing, as I like to call it, just slowly reeling him in.
At Shane Papala. It's the first time we've actually had a proper look at him here tonight. All on his lonesome up until this point, not really had anybody to battle. So this will be interesting to see how he can cope with other cars around him as he goes towards the hairpin. You can see Ronnie Ozma there. The gap is now just a second between them. Ronnie Ozma's found something in this car and he's actually catching to the back of people now and challenging for positions now.
Well, let's hope that he can continue to be settled and just hold on to it. We've seen him go through spurts where it seemed like he was settled and he'd lose it, and it seemed like he'd settled and he'd lose it. So, been a bit of a roller coaster for the 55 tonight. Sam, we're down to 9 cars left on the lead lap out of the 18 that started only half the field. We're not even halfway through the race, only on lap 22 of the scheduled 65, and only 9 of the 18 that started remaining on the lead lap.
Absolutely, yes. Jay Felton, the only car that's not had an incident yet, the only driver that's not had an incident yet that's been put a lap down by Keith Maiato. Maiato is 10 seconds to the good over Adam Baker, who's in second place. Maiato's just basically on a Sunday drive right now, just keeping it clean and just keeping it on the track, and that's all he needs to do at this point.
He might even be watching the game. Sure, there's some baseball game on. He might even have up next to him on a TV next to him. Oh, look at that! He got a hit.
Adam Baker doing exactly the same thing. He's on a Sunday drive as well now. As Chris Simard slowly gaining timing him in some parts of the track, but losing time on others. So the time is in a bit of a status quo right now, as Chris Simard is just over 2 seconds ahead of Lupe Gonzalez back there in 4th place. Seth Hatchell all on his lonesome there in the last spot in the top 5, but Nate Siefka is doing everything he can to try and catch up and get himself up into that top 5. Siefka's fighting that car as well now. Through the S's there as he comes down the hill. Nate Siefka on his debut here tonight in that PH Aware Bofa broadcasting machine. Down towards the hairpin now, into the fast right-hander.
Down to 8 on the lead lap, Sam, as Joe Mitchell has gone a lap down now.
Oh, he's in pit road, that's why.
So Joe continuing to have problems, and it was him that wound up eating the wall, I'm guessing, if he's on pit road.
No, he actually brought him down pit road by himself.
Oh, to make a pit stop?
Yeah.
Well, maybe he is making a 2-stop race then.
Gonzalez is
he's the first one.
Yeah, Gonzalez.
There you go.
Gonzalez and Siefka in. There is Gonzalez in his pit box right now. There goes Siefka into his pit box.
So some of these guys are trying to make it a 2-stop race.
Absolutely. There goes Luke Gonzalez. Waiting for Siefka to make it out of his pit box now as his lefts go on now.
That could work out for some of these guys like Osmer, who he's still out there plugging laps. Paula right behind him. These guys, I'm sure, are going to try to make this a 1-stop race. So that could work out for those guys.
Yeah, at some point, Ronnie Osmer did pass Shane Papala, so we kind of missed that. Got to apologise for that. I do apologise for that one. Yeah, Ronnie Osmer up to the top 5 now, but still going to make his pit stop here at Sonoma. So watch for him to bring it down pit side very soon. Same for Shane Papala right behind him there in that 6th spot. Seth Hatchell is in pit road now.
Question is, when will our leader pit? Will he try to make this a 1-stop race, or are they running out of fuel? That's a good question.
Absolutely, as we're just watching Seth Hatchell making his way into pit box. Makes it in nicely. Ronnie Osmer's already around him. Shane Papala's already passed him. Lupe Gonzalez is the next one around him. Seth Hatchell now back out of his box again. 15.6 in his box, so that's definitely for Mr. Feelgoods and fuel, right?
Yeah. Here comes my auto. So that answers your question. I guess none of them can make it on a 1-stop race. The fuel won't allow it.
Absolutely. Keith Maiato in, Adam Baker and Chris Simard are all in as well.
That's a road course for you.
Oh, no.
Changing gears and slow corners, fast corners.
Baker stayed out.
He sure did. Wanted to lead a lap. Bonus point.
Absolutely. Unless Adam Baker knows. Well, mind you, we've seen this many times from Adam Baker. staying out and saving the fuel and tyres as much as he can. But on a track like this, it's going to be proven a bit more difficult than it would be on an oval.
Yeah, he's not really going to gain really anything out of it. They're going to have to make 2 stops either way. It's not even close as far as the pit goes. So there's the fuel.
Yeah, remember he made that mistake at was it Michigan? He made the mistake that by staying out and lost all that time and really ruined his race.
I can't remember.
It was 2 weeks.
I can't remember.
Yeah, I think it was 2 weeks ago. Anyway, Adam Baker staying out there on track there, despite everybody else being down pit road. Keith Mayato coming out back out in second place. He's already 24 seconds behind Adam Baker. So when Baker does eventually pit, Mayato will take over that first spot again. So he doesn't have to worry right now. All he has to do is keep it on the black stuff and he's okay. Lupe Gonzalez there in third place, but he's got Chris Samard right behind him. This is your battle for third place with Shane Papala right there as well.
Yeah, how about that, huh? Papala getting in on this deal.
Papala's not been in pit road yet, that's the problem.
Wonder how far he's going to go.
Absolutely is. Here comes Adam Baker into pit road now.
I imagine Papala will be coming soon. I couldn't think he could go much further if all these other guys have pitted.
Well, his tyres are screaming for help right now as he's gingerly going through the S's. There he goes into pit road.
So 26 laps looks like the max.
So Keith Mayato back up to the lead now as he's already passed Adam Baker. Baker just coming out of pit road now as he's out comfortably ahead of Lupe Gonzalez, who's back up to third place after a decent, what must have been a pretty decent pit stop there for the 53.
And we've had another victim of the Sonoma road course, and it's the number 8 of Seth Hatchell. He is taking it behind the wall.
What has happened? That's Hatchell. Let's have a look there, see him coming through the S's there. He's coming up on Paul Zota. Going into the fast right-hander, goes straight on and into the barrier. That is a race-ending deal right there. Full speed into the tyre barrier, going for that fast right-hander before the hairpin. And that is the end of Seth Hatchell's night, unfortunately. As, yeah, if you take a wrong line through those corners, they'll get you. Back to the battle between Gonzalez and Samad. Gonzalez in the grass.
Yep, off the track there.
But Samad to the inside. Samad takes away third place once again. Lupe Gonzalez making a bit of a mistake there, going for that right-hander where Seth Hatchell just retired. And losing a position there. He's out of the top 3 already. He's not got to worry too much though, as he's got Nate Sivka 9 seconds back from him. So not too much there to worry for Lupe Gonzalez.
Yeah, not yet, but he's still loose right now. I'm battling that car. He almost lost it right there, so he's just going to have to take it easy right now. Be sure not to lose all that time back to Nate.
As Nate's already took a second out of the 53, so Nate on a charge, Sivka on a charge right now. Ronnie Osber up to P6, but 24 seconds behind Nate Sivka. That is a long way back from where he was before the pit stops.
Must have missed something.
Yeah.
Been an eventful night for Osmer, so no telling what could have happened.
Just looking back for the field there, Joe Mitchell still there in P8, but got some more damage on the front of that Snickers machine, so he's been through the wars as well.
Oh, we still got 8 on the lead lap as Joe Mitchell is back on the lead lap, but just barely. He'll be going a lap down here soon.
And this is going to be very strange to see. Joe Mitchell having a lap put on him by Keith Mayato. It's weird seeing that happening because you usually see these guys battling for the lead anywhere else. But here, Mitchell's going to get lapped by Mayato.
Yeah, this is a road course. This is a completely different animal. And Joe's had some issues tonight, so it happens. It happens to the best of them.
Absolutely. We'll go back to Lupe Gonzalez there. He's actually found some speed back in that number 53, and he's actually staying on the back of Chris Samard right now. So interesting to see if he can keep to the back of the 77 as they make their way through the hairpin on the back of the field, and down towards the S's.
He's done a good job of reeling Samard back in.
Absolutely. As if we're
slowly getting to that halfway point. We're slowly creeping up on it, Sam.
Slowly but surely. Well, if you need to step away to the bathroom or something for a second, then Scott, then I'm just going to go to a quick commercial break. How's that sound?
All right, that works.
All right. I'm just gonna, I don't know how I'm gonna do this. I suppose if we stay quiet in the booth, then while that commercial break's happening, then we should be okay.
All right, well, I'm gonna actually go use the bathroom, so I'll be right back.
Okay, we'll be back in we're back in a couple of minutes while we go for a quick commercial break.
I thought you were already on break. You threw me off there. I thought you were. That's why I said what I said.
As you join us back here at Sonoma, we're still focusing on Lupe Gonzalez here as he tries to hang on to the back of Chris Samard, but not doing so well here as we are now 7 cars left on the lead lap. Joe Mitchell is in trouble again as he's lost the front end of his car. Not sure what's happened there to the number 18. Find out what's happened to him there as we see him just making his way around the corners through the S's. With Keith Mayata still behind him. This happened during the commercial break. But still making his way for the S's. Loses the back end. Oh, big air. And into the wall hard as Keith Mayata just manages to avoid him. Joe Mitchell's night is over.
Yep. He's going to definitely be put on the 5-minute clock, and that will definitely end his night. Lupe Gonzalez, he's got to be easy here, man. He's just a couple different times now in that last lap, he's almost lost the car. He had gained a lot of time actually on Samard and was gaining on him again, but now he's lost all that ground back and then some. So these guys are still battling these cars, Sam. We talked about it in the pre-race before the race got going there that they were going to be battling loose race cars, and we've seen that all night long so far. Survival of the fittest tonight.
Absolutely. So Gonzalez still fighting the car. It looks like Chris Samard's starting to fight the car as well as he's going over all of the rumble strips going for the corners to try and get away from Gonzalez, but the gap's still 1.5 seconds, and I'm wondering if that's owing to the fact that Chris Samard is actually pushing the car through the corners now as Gonzalez goes off again. That's going to lose him more time to Samard, but Samard thinks that Gonzalez might have something for him here as he's absolutely pushing that car to his limit right now. Go up the hill they go, Chris Samard going through that right-hander. This is a very steep hills they're going up as well, so you think this corner they're going through is like a backwards corkscrew. They make their way down towards the hill again, towards the this right-hander here, and then the hairpin down the bottom of that hill on the back end of the track, and then they will go into the S's after this corner. The brake hard, turn right, back end steps out for Chris Simard there, runs a bit wide, still manages to make it round as he goes down the hill again towards the S's through S1, S2, next S there. And another S, then just a little straight, and then it goes quick kink to the left, and then another right-hander. Got to be careful for this right-hander as it will catch you out. We've seen that happen already to Seth Hatchell as he makes it through safely, and Gonzalez off again behind him. So Gonzalez having really big trouble in that 53.
Lupe back there battling that thing right now, man. He hit one of the curves too. I thought he was going to ramp it, but he did a good job of not doing that. And he's trying to drive it for everything it's worth right now, but I think he's overdriving the car a little bit as well.
As Nate Siefka is actually starting to close the gap on him now. He's actually took 0.2 of a second out of him in those last two corners alone. So Nate Siefka actually finding something in that car now to actually be able to catch up to the back of Lupe Gonzalez. So watch for him to reel him in slowly, but still 9 seconds behind the number 53, and got a lot of work to do between now and the end of the race.
Yeah, still a long way to go to get there, but if Lupe keeps doing what he's doing, he'll eventually catch up to him.
And we are officially past halfway now, by the way.
Yes, sir. Not too many of them left in the race. Definitely not too many of them left on the lead lap. 7 of them left on the lead lap.
Shane Papala, the last one on the lead lap, and as you can see in the back of your picture there, Keith Moyato is catching. So we're about to have 6 left on the lead lap as Papala's going to put a lap on David Gameforth right there. Joe Mitchell.
Yeah, he's coming back out. Just saw him rolling off pit road. It looks like a modified, but Joe Mitchell is back out on track.
Albeit 5 laps down, so all he's got to do is just keep driving that thing and bring it to the end. Meanwhile, Keith Moyato just putting on a clinic right now. Put another lap on David Gameforth. Gameforth now 4 laps down. As he's slowly reeling in Shane Papala to put a lap on him as well now. Not slowly, nothing. He's actually catching him hand over fist.
Yep, not too many of them left in the race either. We've lost a lot of cars tonight.
Absolutely, this has become very much a race of attrition. Papala there going for the hairpin as Moyato's getting ever closer. We've got a slow car going towards pit road. That's David Gameforth. Problems there for the 101. See what happened to him. Going for the right-hander. He's got Jay Felton and Joe Mitchell coming up behind him. And he just slows it down for pit road. So just bringing it in for a scheduled stop maybe, or is he just going to park it at this point?
No telling.
Here he comes towards his box now. Let's see what happens to David Gameforth. He's got a clean car, so not sure what the problem is.
Might just be calling it a night. Looks like he's taking tires. Might just be making his final stop now. Who knows? I don't think he can make it to the distance on fuel, though.
We've got 30 laps still yet to go, so definitely
there he goes, down and away. Slowly. I don't know what's going on here. There he goes.
Very gingerly leaving pit road right now as he's finally getting up to speed. Time. Yeah. As there goes Ronnie Osmer. Here come Osmer. Osmer seems to have found some more speed in that car as well. Just having a nice clean run now, to taking it easy around the track. He's in P6 right now, officially, well, soon to be officially the last car in the lead lap, as Shane Papala has now got Keith Moyato right behind him.
Yeah, I'm sure he won't make this too difficult for Keith. I'm sure he'll just still pick a spot and he'll let Keith get on by. Looks like he's doing that right now. It looked like he was.
And blue flags are in effect here at Sonoma, so he has to move over eventually. I don't know if...
Yeah, I think they're just trying to find a good spot for it. Looks like my auto's found a spot where he'd like to have it. He's going to jump in there and get on by and get on down the road.
Now we have
He's got places to be. Victory Lane is awaiting.
Absolutely. Keith Mayato absolutely dominant here tonight in that 09 Ford. Adam Baker back there in second place. He's doing the same thing. He's just having a nice Thursday night drive here, as he's got nobody around him, nobody challenging him for a position. Chris Amard 6 seconds back as he makes his way through the S's.
And my auto's looking to make up one of them races that Adam Baker's put on him here lately. Baker now 4 ahead in the all-time win standings here at SOMO.
Absolutely. Gonzalez actually getting some time back on Chris Amard going for the hairpin there. So Gonzalez tyres might have actually come into their second life now as he's starting to reel in the 77 again. One thing I know about road course racing is that tyres have 2 lives. They have the early life where you just put them on and you feel like Superman. They go through a graining period and then all of a sudden you find some more grip in the car again. That's the second layer of the tyre that's coming into play there, and I think that's what's happening with Gonzalez right now, as he's really closing in on the 77 right now.
Yeah, we'll just see how long the Lupe can hold on to it. Lupe's had a history of, showing that he can run strong for a couple laps. They're battling with traffic here, too, as Joe Mitchell's almost come to a stop there off the track, just trying to let them all go by. But we see Lupe start to push it. They've got the 9 off the track here as well. So these guys definitely having to dodge a lot of obstacles right now. But at the same time, Lupe's got to not overdrive the car, take care of the tires, and be sure not to lose it. Definitely reeling smart back in, though, from where he was.
Yeah, the gap now 1.3 seconds. It was 2.5 seconds a few laps ago, so Lupe Gonzalez now on a charge, and he usually is good at these late race charges. I mean, remember back to Dover, he was practically nowhere at one point and then put on one. Oh, as he goes off and into the wall. Oh,
he didn't hit nothing. He didn't hit it. It's going to cost him a lot of time, though. A lot of time. Samard has just drove off now. But hey, the car's still going. Good job by him to get it woed down and not smash the left front there.
Oh, as Nate Siefka goes off. Siefka into the wall.
Yeah.
Siefka might have...
It's going to cost him a lot of time. Trying to get it going. Out there in the grass and the sand. Not working out, trying to get out of there, but on down the road he goes. He doesn't have a lot of damage. It's going to be a little bit.
As he's fighting that car as well now, so front end damage on the car of for the driver of the 13. He's really not having a good night tonight, as he might have seen his advantage after getting the message that Gonzalez went off. Maybe put his foot to the floor and thought, yeah, I'm going to catch him now, and then the car just went, nope. So, yeah. If you see an advantage, just keep on driving as you normally are. You'll catch him eventually, but... Hey, see?
As soon as you try to push it too much, then that's when the car wants to step out. That's what we've been talking about all night long, and that's where these guys, if they see they're gaining on someone, they just got to keep steady and not push the car and let them make the mistake. They're going to see it, too. They're going to see it gaining, too. It's eventually going to get in their head, too. So just let them make the mistake.
Ronnie Osborne's missing his hood now.
Oh, we're getting a modified division out there.
The more problems for Ronnie Osborne as he's got Keith Mayata catching up on him now. Osborne now missing his hood as that's going to be some nice fresh air into his engine, but...
We didn't know this was going to turn into a multi-class field.
I know, right? Ronnie Osborne about to be put a lap down by Keith Mayato as he makes his way up the hill. We're 25 laps to go here, and For some drivers, it's going to be 25 agonising laps left to go. Keith Mayato, not going to be so agonising for him as he's just walking away with this right now.
Yeah, Keith just has to worry about traffic at this point. I think the guy definitely up the road here, he's coming up on Ronnie Osmer. He's not going to give him any problems, but definitely it will be the slower traffic. There's going to be Keith Mayato's only obstacle. I think Keith's definitely got a fix on this car tonight. We haven't seen him really have any issues with driving the car.
Nearly had an issue going for the S's there as Osmer's off again.
Osmer's off, yep. Nose first into the tire barrier. He's just about done. I think that car is going to wave the white flag soon.
Oh, gets a bit too much air going over the rumble strips and right into the wall. Actually, didn't hit anything.
No, he didn't hit it.
Ah.
Looked like he was buried nose first in it from the angle that I saw when my auto went by.
Got a lot of air going over those rumble strips, though. You got to be careful going over those.
I was going to say, if he buried it nose first, that's probably going to about do it for him.
As he's now got Adam Baker closing in on him very quickly. As
Zoda's out there running with no hood either. Sorry to interrupt you, but Zoda's got no hood. That's 3 modifieds we got running out there.
Absolutely. As he did for 1 second have Ron Holyfield closing him down for that 9th spot. But Ron Holyfield's lost a few seconds to Paul Zota, so despite all the incidents that Ron Holyfield's been in, he's looking odds on for a top 10 here, so not too bad of a showing here for the number 7.
Yeah, he's hanging in there. It's been a battle of attrition, and he's still one of the guys out there running, so.
I mean, there was that one incident where he just about killed Seth Hatchell, but
yeah, other than that, it's been pretty clean for him. He's done a good job of just getting out of everybody's way since then, so. Yeah, not sure what went down on that one, but I doubt, like I said, that was intentional or anything. And just one of them racing deals, but he definitely made sure to just be out of everyone's way since then.
Well, one thing I noticed about running stock cars on road courses is the fact that if you're running like a spotter pack, like I don't know, the Jimmy Johnson spotter pack and things like that, they're not going to tell you who's right next to you on the corners. They won't tell you anything when you're on a road course. So maybe
no, it's pretty limited, but they also do have a road course spotter pack as well. So
yeah,
which I've never used mine, but I know there is one.
I think it's
at least there used to be one in there.
I think it's the Darren Manning one. Could be wrong. I could be very wrong. I have been before.
Adam Baker's coming up on slower traffic now. He's got a couple guys up ahead of him. Gainforth and Osmer trying to get by these guys without any kind of incident here. Looks like Gainforth's going to get over and let him on by. Baker having a good run. Quietly just been running in 2nd place.
Yeah, once he got away from Samad, it was just plain sailing there for the 48. He's just easily just keeping that thing on the asphalt and just letting the car do what it needs it to do, and he seems to have got that 48 really hooked up here tonight. Still not quite good enough to keep onto the back of Mayato, who obviously is his closest challenger in the point system, but Baker got to lose some points here to Mayato here tonight, but again, like you said, Baker really doing what he needs to do here tonight, stay in that second spot.
Yeah, he's had a pretty solid run tonight. Just hoping Keith might make a mistake and be able to capitalize on that. But I don't think that's going to happen tonight. I think Mayato is definitely, this is his race to lose, and as long as he keeps it steady, he's going to win it.
Holyfield moves out of his way. Mayato puts another lap on Ron Holyfield, so Holyfield now 5 laps down, sorry. Next target for Mayato will be Paul Zota, who's a bit further up the road, but still will be up on him very quickly. As there's the 99 going through that right-hander before the hairpin. And the monkey butt pace machine, we've been asking for that one to come back, and for his return to racing, he's actually gladly brought it back, and it's good to see that paint scheme back on there again.
Looks like Brian Neff reconnected, so he might try to sneak back out on track. I'm not sure how much damage he had when he disconnected. I don't think it was a lot, but you might see him come back out on track and try to pick up a couple spots before this is over.
Who reconnected?
Brian Neff.
Ah, okay. Maybe. Meanwhile, Braden Johnson's been in pit road for almost an hour.
Yeah, no, he's not coming back out. But Nev, remember, he didn't have a whole lot of damage when he disconnected. We were kind of wondering why he did disconnect, but
yeah, interesting incident there for the 60. But if he's reconnected and he's going to run a few more laps, then all the power to him, because he will gain a few possessions if that's the case. I mean, he'll get one back off.
At least two.
Yeah, well, one. That's actual.
Yeah, but there's another one. He's only like 7 laps ahead, and there's still plenty of laps to make that up. So.
True, true. Anyway, there's not really any battles going on right now, guys. I do apologise for the lack of action right now, as we're just cycling through the field as Lupe Gonzalez is in pit road.
Gainforth and Mitchell are close to each other, but they're not battling.
Gainforth and Mitchell are on the same lap, as well as Mitchell moves up to P11 now.
It wasn't really much of a battle, though. David just surrendered it. That's pretty much what David's been doing, just surrendering when anyone gets close. He's just trying to finish the race.
So the number 18 sticker's modified, moving up to P11 right now.
Not bad, huh? With no hood, no front end, no quarter panels. Oh, half a quarter panel.
It's Chris Samard bringing it pit side now. So we do have a battle between Gonzalez and Samard through the pit stops. I know Gonzalez did have that off, but he was within enough of a distance to maybe challenge in the pit stop. So here goes Chris Samard. Might be worth keeping an eye on Lupe Gonzalez as he's making his way through the S's right now. Gonzalez might actually get him here. We're watching Chris Samard right now. We're waiting for Gonzalez to make his way. No, Gonzalez is not going to get him.
Nope.
Sifka will
not even close.
Yeah, Sifka's going to move up to third, but only temporarily, as he's on all the tyres. And he will have to pit very soon. But look at Shane Papala right behind Sifka. Papala is not letting Samard through at all.
No. The Samard, I'm sure, will work his way through with them newer tires. There he goes. I'm sure it'll be a matter of time before he gets up to Sifka and gets by him as well.
Nate Sifka up to third, Chris Samard in fourth, but the difference between them is the pit stop. Samard on fresher tyres, Sifka on 22 lap old tyres. We are 19 laps to go here, so the guys that have pitted just now are able to now go to the end.
Definitely.
Not really seen any other takers down pit road, so.
Here comes Sifka. Sifka's coming.
Sifka almost losing it in pit road.
Yeah, he brought a lot of speed down pit road with him. Let's hope he didn't get a speeding penalty.
Samard almost losing it through the final corner.
Yeah, he's all right, though.
No, he's not.
Oh, off track now.
Oh, no.
Oh, he's going to come right back up in front of Papala. Look at that.
And there goes
going to
Gonzalez.
sneak on by.
Gonzalez up to third place. That? What a turn of events here at Sonoma. Chris Samard making a deadly mistake there. That's led Lupe Gonzalez up to third place. And now the fight is on between the 77 and the 53.
Yeah, now we got a race. Papala's trying to hang with these guys, too. Yeah, Samard's still got the fresher tires. He'll be all right. He just got to catch his breath, get calmed down.
There's Adam Baker now in pit road as well. So Baker is not going to lose a position here because he's already, what, 47 seconds to the good over Gonzalez. So he's going to get back out comfortably in second place. There he goes. Back to the battle between Gonzalez and Samad though. This is the one battle we've been waiting for here tonight between these two drivers. Trying to get close to each other all evening, but now they are together after Samad making that mistake on the last lap. Up the hill they go. Gonzalez holding on to that last position on the podium. Oh, Gonzalez getting a big slide going for the right-hander. That's going to let Samad back in.
Trying. He can't get the run though. Lupe holding him off. Ooh, too much of that curve there. Gotta be careful of them curves. Some are good, some are bad.
So needs to go towards the right-hander now, towards the hairpin on the back end of the track. Gonzalez keeping it wound up there through the corner. Samad going with him through the hairpin now, down towards the S's. More curb taken by both cars. Through the S's now. It looks like Gonzalez is carrying more speed going through the S's right here.
These guys, I feel like these guys have basically been battling this whole race, and I have a feeling they're going to battle the rest of the race. One might get away for a little bit, but eventually the other one will reel the other one back in. Who's going to make the next mistake in this battle?
That is the big question. Keith Mayato, meanwhile, I've just noticed he's stayed out even longer than everybody else. He's on 23-lap old tyres and has not pit yet. He's already 50 seconds to the good over Adam Baker.
Yeah, he'll have to make one more pit stop.
Ooh, Samad diving it in there, almost getting collected the back end of the 53. And here comes Mayato now.
For Mr. Feelgoods, please.
This is going to be the easiest pit stop he's ever made, right?
Don't jinx him. It'd be his luck. He'll get that iRacing glitch where it doesn't let you out of your box.
Oh, yeah. Touch wood, it won't happen.
It didn't. Down and away.
He's going to get out comfortably in the lead there, as all Keith Mayato does need to do now for the last 16 laps is just drive it on home, as he has got Joe Mitchell back in front of him again. He's going to put a lap back on Mitchell. Let's hope Mitchell doesn't wreck in front of him again, like last time they were together.
Currently, Ronnie Osmer is leading the modified division up there, running 5th in this race. For all of you that have been tuning in, we got 3 modifieds out there.
Yeah. Osmer's one of them, Zota's the other one, who's right behind Osmer actually.
Osmer having a hell of a run for all the issues that he's had tonight. He's in 5th place. First car lap down. Oh, there goes Seifker. He's off track, spinning her around, trying to get her going. I was just about to mention him in 6th place a lap down, but he's off track again.
So Seifker back up to speed, but he's got a comfortable gap over Shane Papala, so he won't be too worried. But he's now 16 seconds behind Ronnie Osmer. Ronnie Osmer, remember, is yet to make a pit stop, yet to make a second stop, and Zota's going loose, going for the corner, as just about saves him. What a save there for Zota. Wow. He wants to make it even more like a modified.
Going to 15 to go, Sammy.
Absolutely, as Keith Mayato, really the man at the front here tonight, really dominating this race. Just got 15 more circulations to go, and this race will be his. As it's coming up on
battle back here between Lupe and Samard has not calmed down, and these guys are still going at each other back here.
Gonzalez still holding on to that 3rd spot, capitalising on a mistake earlier from Chris Samard. Samard getting loose, going up the hill and going across the grass, nearly taking out Papala, and Gonzalez just found the gap and slipped on by, and now we come back to right now, and he's still holding on to that 3rd place, really doing wonders right now to hold off that 77, especially considering the problems he had earlier on in the race.
Yeah, it's still not over yet, though. Still a little bit of distance to go here, so these guys got to stay focused. Battling a loose race car all night long.
tell you what, I bet they'll be happy when they go back to the super speedway next week when we go to Daytona.
Yeah, some will, some won't. Then most of the ones that we're looking forward to it by the end of the night will be like, why'd we come back here?
Yeah, the Hatchells and the Braden Johnsons of the world.
Never know what's going to happen to them super speedways. Anybody and everybody can win that one.
That is going to be a big event as well as they're going to be running Daytona at night just to imitate the actual race. So it's going to be like the Diet Coke 600, Diet Coke 300, I believe. Yeah.
400.
400, that's the one.
Is it Diet Coke now?
Coke,
it's not
Coke Zero.
No more?
Coke Zero.
Yeah, I'm actually going to that race.
Oh, really?
Yes, sir. It's my last race in Florida Daytona, so I'm going to go check it out.
As the Chris Simard sends it up the inside. Gonzalez going to keep it wound up on the high side as a side-by-side going towards the S's. Gonzalez manages to hold on to it, but almost a deadly mistake there for the 53 as he got it all wrong going through the back end of the track.
Yeah, it's happened a couple times while they've been battling it out, but that's been the result every time, too. Gonzalez usually holds him off. Ooh, Gonzalez got almost too far up on that curb that time. Almost disrupted the car.
Absolutely, Ronnie Osman just been in pit road. Oh, look, he's got a hood back on his car again.
Must be them working on the car on pit road.
Yeah. I wonder who they got doing jumping jacks on the hood this time. Meanwhile, Lupe Gonzalez still holding off Chris Simard for that third spot. We are 13 laps to go here at Sonoma. Keith Mayato still your leader here. Adam Baker sitting in second place. Nate Siefka still holding on to that top 5 spot. We have only got 4 cars left on the lead lap now, Scott. So, yeah. Oh, Nate Siefka nearly losing it again.
I'll tell you what, Samard is doing everything he can back here to try to get by Lupe, but man, he about took himself out of the race there again just a minute ago. Got up on one of them curbs again and hopped it up over the curb.
He's actually letting Ronnie Osman catch up to the back of them as well, even though he's a lap down.
Yeah, I don't think Ronnie will try to get in the mix of this. I think Ronnie will try to keep his distance and not get involved in what these guys got going on up here because they're kind of all over the place. They're racing the hell out of these cars right now.
Chris Simard trying another move there on the inside of Gonzalez. Gonzalez looking to fight another day again. So Gonzalez doing really well to hold on to this last spot of the podium. And Chris Simard is slowly running out of time. We've only got 12 laps to go in this thing. On a track like this, it's a long way to go, but the more he keeps trying to fight him and the more he keeps trying to get past him and Gonzalez keep winning, he needs to try and be a bit more aggressive when he's trying to overtake, I think.
Yeah, I do too, because now Ronnie Osmer has caught up to him. He hasn't hung back like I thought he would, and he's actually pulled up on him, and now he's going to get involved in all this. I don't know if that's going to be a good idea or not, but looks like that's what's going to happen.
Well, it remains to be seen if Ronnie Osmer is going to try and get past him. Ronnie Osmer, remember, is on the freshest tyres out of everybody. He's only got 2 laps on those tyres, so really interested to see how he's going at the latter part of this race. Still holding it there in P6 right now, and he is running very nicely with the 77. And Chris Simard has actually dropped off the back of Gonzalez for the time being. They're coming up on Ron Holyfield as well. To Keith Mayato there, who's still way out in front. He's 18.5 seconds to the good over Adam Baker, who's right there in second place, just going down the back end of the track now towards the hairpin.
And I thought slower traffic was going to get in the way of this battle going on between Lupe and Samar, but Holyfield got out of the way there. I haven't seen Ronnie do anything aggressive or anything to put himself in a position where to make these guys panic or anything, so I think Ronnie's just kind of hanging right now, waiting to see what happens, as I am anticipating. Ooh, and Samard almost ran into the back of Lupe there.
Ronnie taking advantage of this draft that's in front of him on the straights, you know. He's actually gained 4 seconds on Nate Siefka while he's been behind these guys, so it's really helping Ronnie Osmer catch up to the back of his teammate, you know.
Right on. Whatever works, man. That's a game within the game.
Absolutely. It's Chris Samard still trying everything he can to get by the 53 of Lupe Gonzalez. Right behind him this time into the hairpin, but not close enough to make a pass. As Lupe Gonzalez still holds on to third place there, as we are 10 laps to go here at Sonoma. Only 10 more circulations for that man, Keith Maiato. He's going to kill me for saying that. But Adam Baker's starting to reel him in, but I don't think he's got time to catch him at this point.
Yeah, I don't think at this point. I think it's a little too late as far as that goes. Keith would really have to start losing some time. You're talking 17 seconds. That's an eternity. That's 2 eternities when you're chasing Keith Maiato.
Adam Baker really pushing though. He's not slowing down at all. Maybe he thinks Keith Maiato's going to try and maybe make a mistake near the end, but the way Keith
he better be driving the space shuttle.
Well, even they don't run anymore, so you know.
Well, maybe he can get his hands on one. He's going to need one to cut off 17 seconds in, what, 9 laps on Keith Maiato?
Well,
I just don't see it happen.
I hear Atlantis is still in the Smithsonian, so he can go in there and nick it. So
he going to need something. Going to need some nitrous or something.
Keith Maiato's still pushing that car to its limit, even though he's way out in front. Let's go back to the battle for third place. Actually, it's not really a battle anymore, as Gonzalez has actually stretched his legs over Samard. The gap is over a second now between the 53 and the 77.
Yeah, he's starting to slowly pull away. Samard's just continuously made mistakes back there trying to chase him down, and Samard just needs to catch his breath, reload, come up here and try one more time. I don't think Chris is done yet.
Absolutely not. Samard almost makes a mistake there again. As there goes Ronnie Osmond to the inside.
Yeah, that's not going to help, is it?
Ronnie Osmer still trying to close down on his teammate. He's got the gap down to 15 seconds now. He's taken 9 seconds out of... he's taken 9 seconds out of Nate Siefka in the last 5 laps. Wow.
Nate must be suffering from a lot of that damage that he's suffered tonight.
He's keeping that car pretty wound up and he's getting some decent speed out of it. It's just all on his own. He's got no help with any draft down the straights or anything. He's just got no... he's just in total clean air right now. But no real battles to speak of right now as we're 8 laps to go here at Sonoma. Keith Maiato still holding on to the lead there as he's just nicely driving it through the S's.
Siefka's had some rough laps in the last 5 laps. 3 of them in the 20, high 20 or low 21, and then 22 and a 24. So yeah, he's having some issues out there.
Question is, can he hold on to that 5th place as Ronnie Osmond is catching him? I mean, I know Ronnie Osmond and Nate Siefka are teammates, but right now they're in a bit of a friendly rivalry. I don't know if you noticed, but they were having a bit of a friendly rivalry yesterday before Nate Siefka's computer crapped out. They were actually fighting each other for the pole position yesterday.
Well, these guys, they like the race. One thing is, you might be teammates, but when you're out on the track, you're not really teammates. You are, but you aren't. Just another car out on the track.
Absolutely, yes. Oh, Ronnie Osmond almost losing it into the hairpin. That's how much on the binders he is right now. He's really trying his best to close in on his teammate Nate Siefka. He's got the gap down to 8 seconds now. He's just flying in that 55. Nate Siefka is back up to speed though. He's actually setting some decent lap times now, so still not able to cope with the speed of Ronnie Osmer. Meanwhile, Lupe Gonzalez now 2.2 seconds to the good over Chris Samard. I'm thinking Chris Samard has just given up now. He's just going to settle for P4.
That's what it appears. But, as I said earlier, this battle ain't over yet. You never know. We thought it was over earlier in the race, and then something happened, and they were battling again. So until it's over, I don't think it's over.
Not over until the fat woman is singing.
She's warming up, but it ain't over yet. Next time around, we'll have 5 to go.
Usually on an oval, when it's 5 to go, the racing is on, but on a track like this, like Sonoma, as Samard gets it all wrong going through the second to last corner, well, third to last corner, towards the hairpin, gets a big slide going into that fast right-hander. Flags it up before the hairpin, but he's lost even more time to Gonzalez now. It's 3.5 seconds the gap between them two now. Joe Mitchell in trouble again at the hairpin. So Joe Mitchell spinning it again to see what happened to him as he makes his way around the fast right-hander. Goes in way too fast at the hairpin. Tries to slow it down and back end goes out and then, yeah. Hits the tire wall head on.
Man.
But Joe Mitchell having a really rough time now, and his car looks even more like a modified now.
And here we go, 5 to go for Keith Maiato, the man they call Jules.
And yeah, just like Jaws, he hasn't been hunting people this time around. He's just straight eating them up this time.
Yep, just stalking the killing field tonight.
Like that scene out of Jaws 3 where Jaws eats that guy whole. Yeah. Anyway.
Mental picture there for everybody.
Yeah. You've seen Jaws 3, right?
I've seen Jaws 3. I've definitely seen Jaws 3. I've seen all of them.
So you've seen that scene then?
I grew up. Oh yeah, I grew up on those movies.
Yeah.
Those movies were somewhat scary back in my day when I was a kid. Nowadays, I'm sure no kids would be scared of those.
You know what?
That shark's fake.
Do you know what movie used to scare me when I was young? I don't know if you've heard of it, but a movie called Tremors.
Yeah, I knew Tremors. That scared you?
Yeah.
Never really looked at that like a horror movie.
Kevin Bacon, you know. It was meant to be a comedy horror like Arachnophobia, but it scared me. Well, hell, I used to be scared of a lot of things. I was scared of Jurassic Park, for God's sake.
That's funny. So are you worried now that they're making a new one?
No, not at all.
That's good. You've grown, Sam. You've grown.
I'm a big boy now. I'm a big boy now. I'm wearing my big boy pants now.
And one of these days you'll be wearing Depends.
Yeah, absolutely.
You come in wearing diapers, you go out wearing diapers. Isn't that a damn shame?
Well, yeah. When you're racing and iRacing, you gotta wear your big boy pants, otherwise you're gonna end up at the back of the field every time.
That's right.
Especially, cheap plug here, Top Fuel Racing. You come in wearing your big boy pants or you go home.
Pretty much. We treat you like a man there.
Or you go home with a diaper wedgie.
Well, here comes Keith going around a 3 to go. As this thing's winding down, and it's been the Maiato show tonight. How many laps has he led? All of them? Or I think Baker
59.
led at least one.
59 laps. About to be 60. Yeah, Adam Baker has led 1 lap, but the rest have all gone to Keith Maiato. Keith Maiato just absolutely dominant tonight here at Sonoma. And Ronnie Osmer, meanwhile, has got that gap to Nate Seifka down to 4 seconds. So we might have a small battle here as we get to the end of this race.
I was going to say, that's crazy that he's been able to chop off that much time. But yeah, here he comes. I see him back there. We'll see if Nate can hold on. I'm sure that he gets to him. He's that much faster. He's just gonna let him go.
Well, I've got first-hand experience of seeing Ronnie do something like this before. I mean, he made up what 45 seconds with 10 minutes to go, or with an hour to go, at the 6 hours of the Glen last year.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, I think it was 45 seconds or 55 seconds, something like that. And by the time the race finished, he was already 8 seconds ahead of the person he passed. He was chasing down. Yeah. So Ronnie Osborne, no slouch when it comes to chasing someone down, even if it's your teammate. And he's got the gap down to 3.2 seconds now. So we're just about 2 laps to go now, as it is 2 laps to go. Popsicle sticks are out this time round. We could see a late battle here between Ronnie Osborne and Nate Siefka, the two teammates driving for Phenomenal Evolution. The team making their debut here tonight at Sonoma.
Yeah, not too bad. Both of them have had their issues, Siefka and Osmer, but for the most part, they're going to both bring home. One's going to get a top 5, and the other one's going to get a top 10. So,
the question is, which one?
Yeah, I think Ronnie's going to wind up catching him. He's getting pretty close. Nate just seems like he's off the pace a little bit there. So he's coming. 2 to go.
Nate Siefka there. The gap now between him and Osmer is less than 2 seconds now, more or less, give or take.
Yeah, it's reeling him in. Oh, Nate getting a little slidey there. That'll cost you time.
Oh no, don't do that, Nate.
Yeah, his connection, you see him bunny hopping.
Yeah, oh, Ronnie Osborne taking a wide line, go through there. As Keith Mayato just coming out of the hairpin now to start his final lap. The white flag will be coming out this time round. Keith Mayato putting on an absolute clinic here tonight at Sonoma. Led from the beginning. Not had any trouble whatsoever. And it's just absolute dominance here tonight, Scott.
Yep. As we've seen many times before, Keith Mayato gets out front, just pulls away and makes a stinker out of it. And he did that again tonight. So back-to-back nights. He won at the Glen last night, and he won again here tonight at Sonoma. So back-to-back nights winning road courses. But let me tell you what, Ronnie Osmer is all over the rear bumper of Nate Siefka right now. It looks like he is going to try to make the pass here.
Come across the line to start their final lap. Siefka having connection issues. I wonder if there's a storm passing through his area.
Yeah, I'm not sure. He lives out there in tornado country, so it's very possible. Out there in Iowa.
Yeah, as we're looking at Keith Mayato now making his way through the S's one final time.
Something happened to Osmer because he lost a lot of position there. Coming back, though.
Absolutely, as Mayato comes round the hairpin one last time here at Sonoma.
Contact.
Absolute dominance between those two. This guy round the final corner, and Keith Mayato wins at Sonoma.
Awesome. Mayato putting on a clinic again tonight. Back-to-back nights for Mayato. Watkins Glen last night, now Sonoma tonight. Looks like Siefka's going to hold him off.
Yeah, I think Osmer's just deliberate. Oh, is Osmer's going to try and make a dive on the outside? Osmer's off! Osmer's off on the final lap.
Wow.
Trying to make a dive in there for his teammate, but really getting it all wrong for that corner. So that's going to give 5th place to Nate Siefka. Siefka comes through the final corner on his debut here tonight, getting the top 5 for Phenomenal Evolution. Ronnie Osborne, that big mistake there, costing him that top 5. But a great run there by Ronnie Osborne to catch up to him as he did. So, Keith Mayato, the main man here tonight.
Well, we won't be able to interview 3rd place because Lupe won't do an interview. So you want me to bring Adam in here?
Yeah, I'll let you interview.
All right, cool. Adam Baker, this is Scott Brinson. You got a copy, buddy?
Yes, sir.
Well, Adam, it was a pretty solid race for you, man. Unfortunately, you weren't able to see Keith Mayato after the start of the race, but all in all, dude, you rode for a solid 2nd place finish. He had a 100-point lead coming into the night in the regular season point standings, and looks like you're going to build on that. So you got to be feeling pretty good about tonight's finish.
Yeah, it's definitely happy to get a top 3. Last year I almost got lapped in this race, so it's definitely an improvement. There was no way I was catching Keith, and I was having some pretty serious graphics and connection issues throughout the race, so not blaming my performance on that at all. He was insanely fast, and I think I may drive up there and check out, see if he's actually human or if he's a machine or an alien or something like that. But yeah, incredible race by him. It was fun out there.
Yeah, it seems he's getting used to that VR. If he's still using it, I'm not sure if he is or not. But if he is, it looks like he's getting adapted to it.
Yeah, that's what I run now too, and my computer's been struggling the last couple weeks. I guess there have been a couple updates, and I've got some new hardware coming in, and hopefully that fixes everything. But we'll see. It's still a strong race, and I didn't make really too many serious mistakes, just little ones here and there, and I looked like Keith was pretty much perfect. But yeah, it was fun. The car was pretty terrible overall, but it made it kind of fun sliding around.
What are you thinking about going to Chicago next week? You excited about going to the mile and a half next week?
Oh, it was Daytona next week.
I just looked at the schedule. It says Chicago land.
Oh, maybe it is
then. Chicago's been pretty rough for me. I usually run like pretty well, but something comes up, or just circumstances, out of my control. I usually run well though, so I'm looking forward to going there and seeing what we can do.
Well, Sam, he's a little excited. I think he's excited about the 4th of July coming up. But Daytona is the following week. How you feeling about Daytona looming for the 200 there?
Well, that's pretty much a crapshoot. So I don't think I've gotten a top 5 at Daytona, at least in the last couple seasons. So, I just look to finish that race, ideally, maybe get some stage points, and if I can, just try and steal a win.
Believe it or not, that's one of the hardest races to get a top 5 in, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, so many people so close to each other. Usually I find my way to the lead at some point, but last time we were at a big super speedway, running up front, and you get taken out, and I don't know, stuff's out of your control, and just, trying to stay out of trouble at those places is key.
Well, great job on your victory. Well, not your victory, but I'm sure it feels like a victory. I mean, you did an excellent job tonight. Unfortunately, you weren't able to get the win, but all in all, you're pulling away with the points lead. So, congratulations. And is there anybody you want to thank tonight?
Yeah, I'd like to thank you guys up there at BOFA Broadcasting for putting on these great races. It's always, so much fun to go back and watch them. You guys are super enthusiastic, and it makes it really entertaining for us. I'd like to thank the admins and all the drivers for everything that they do. The sponsor for tonight's race, which is our team, MB Motorsports. I'd like to thank my teammates there. Also the sponsor for the league at Portside Jaguar and Land Rover, and all the fans that came out and watched.
All right, Adam. Well, good job on second place tonight, and we'll see you at Chicago Land next week.
Great, thank you.
Sam?
And that was our second place finisher, Mr. Adam Baker. Joining us in the booth now is our winner tonight. Absolute dominance here tonight. Keith, just a nice Thursday night drive here for you tonight, wasn't it?
I tried to make it that, yeah. There was a few incidents, but other than that, it was just prevent mistakes. That's all it was. Keep my tires nice and cool. Don't piss them off, and don't make any mistakes.
Oh, you certainly did that. I mean, leading 623 laps here tonight. I mean, you definitely had that car nailed down here at Sonoma, and definitely pulling off a big win here tonight, and closing in on the points gap between you and Adam Baker.
Yeah, little by little. I know he finished second. I didn't gain too much, but it was a tricky car to drive with. I guess the newer tire model on that track. It's sensitive. You gotta be very patient with the car. It's not you can't attack like you want to, like in practice. You gotta be nice and smooth.
Absolutely. And Keith, well, you did have one scary moment during the race when you were trying to put a lap on Joe Mitchell. Had a bit of an incident right in front of you. I bet that was the most interesting moment you had all night.
Yeah, I thought that I was gonna meet. I thought I was actually gonna break loose and go into the wall at that moment. I was like, I hope he doesn't come any closer. And luckily, it slowed us. We both slowed down, and he stopped and prevented any big impact.
All right. Well, looking ahead to next week, we go to Chicagoland at Joliet, Illinois. Well, what are your thoughts going into that race next week?
It'd be fun. You can drive the heck out of the car versus tonight where you're on the edge the whole race. But yeah, Chicagoland's always been a fun track for pretty sure you got multiple groups there.
Absolutely. Well, definitely a great result here tonight, Keith. That's going to help you in your season. And yet another win here on the season. Is there anybody you'd like to thank for that result?
Yeah, just so like thank MB Motorsport for sponsoring the race tonight. Portside Jaguar and Land Rover for sponsoring the race series, and you guys have both of in moving up tonight.
All right then, Keith. Well, congratulations on the win tonight, and we will see you next week at Chicago.
Sounds good. Have a good one. Thanks, Scott.
And that was our race winner, Mr. Keith Mayata. Well, Scott, very dominant performance by the 09, but overall, what are your thoughts on tonight's race?
Well, typical road race at Sonoma, everybody just gets spread out and just becomes a long single file line of cars. We saw a little bit of battling, but pretty much just people riding around. But I'm not surprised by the outcome. Who won the race? The guy's tough, man.
Absolutely. It's been a race of attrition here tonight. And we always expected that when we came to this course in California. 18 cars started, only 10 cars, 12 cars finished the event. So not too bad race of attrition. We had 6 retirements, but only 4 cars finished on the lead lap. Nate Siefka being the first car a lap down. And that battle between Nate Siefka and Ronnie Osborne near the end, that was a nice bit of action on that final lap there.
Yeah, not too bad. Osborne wasn't able to get it done. I thought Osborne would get by, but he wasn't able to do it.
Yeah, making that mistake on the follow-through corner just before the hairpin really cost him a chance in the top 5. Well, with that, let's go through our results before we get out of here tonight. Keith Mayata bringing home a dominant win here tonight at Sonoma, finishing 23.328 seconds ahead of second place Adam Baker. Third was Lupe Gonzalez. Unfortunately, not be able to speak to him tonight as he hates being interviewed. Fourth for Chris Samard. After battling with Lupe Gonzalez all night long, unfortunately missing out on that top 3 spot near the end. Ran out the top 5, Nate Siefka and Ronnie Osborne in 6th, as we've already mentioned. Shane Papala bringing it home for 7th. Jay Felton in 8th. Joe Mitchell finally rebounding for 9th place. And Paul Zota completes the top 10.
Ron Hollyfield finished 11th. David Gainforth 12th. Seth Hatchell 13th. Ryan Gemmel 14th. Ryan Neff 15th. Tyler Pluff 16th. Jeff Glockner 17th. And Braden Johnson rounds out the field of 18th.
Well, that is going to do it here tonight for our production here at Sonoma. As we are going to get out of here and get ready for our next race here tomorrow night at Sonoma. That will be with... and actually, Go Fast Racing are off tomorrow night, so we won't be bringing a broadcast for you tomorrow night.
Nope.
So
that's their last off week for, I think, the rest of the season, too, if I'm not mistaken.
Absolutely, as we are going to be... Well, we're not going to be taking the night off, as we are both are broadcasting. We'll be bringing you the second round of the chase with the Paskey's Cardiac Grand National Series. So look forward to that one. Not sure where they are, but they will be interesting to it's going to be interesting to watch as we are going to get out of here tonight. As what a race we've seen here tonight. A very long one, but a very, very interesting one nevertheless. But one man came out on top here tonight. That was Mr. Keith Mayata. He finishes on the top section of the podium once again here at Sonoma with Adam Baker so far behind, but still there in second place. Very comfortable race for those two. Just mentioned Friday, Saturday night we'll be back here at Sonoma with the Major League Esports guys. They will be taking off in the KLN cars once again. Sunday night we'll be here for that special race the Penny Dudley race. One second, I'll find it. There we go. The Penny Dudley ALS race for a QR250 presented by Top Fuel Racing in the IR18s at Michigan. Entries are still open. We've only got 8 entered, but we are looking to raise enough money. The target is $500. We're more than halfway there, but we are looking for more drivers to take part in that race and hopefully raise a lot of money for ALS awareness. That is the Penny Dudley ALS race for QR250. Taking part this Sunday, live on both broadcasting from 9 p.m. Eastern. Just make sure you be there. If you can't be there, then please reach into your pocket and maybe throw out a donation for that race. It's going to be absolutely off the chain.
We're definitely going to have more than 8 come race night, though. I can promise you that.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, 8 is the number right now, but we're looking for maybe 4 times that come race day. But looking ahead to Monday, we are back again with the Paskey's Cardiac Truck Series. Tuesday night, we are off again. And Wednesday night, we're back in Michigan again for the penultimate round of the Top Fuel Racing Series.
Yeah, I look forward 530 miles of Michigan in the next few days, Sam.
Absolutely. As we are going to get out of here right now, as just going to mention a couple of sponsors here. Your race here tonight was sponsored by MB Motorsports. Visit mvmsimracing.com/stop to learn more if you want to get yourself an iFlag. The first 10 to use the code BOFA will receive $5 off their own iFlag, so make sure you check them out. Also want to give a shout out to United Real Estate. If you're looking for a home or if you're looking to sell your home, then check them out. They will get you hooked up. That's United Real Estate. Also want to give a shout out to Coffee and Glittermon, usual sponsors of the league. Races, if you want to decently style cup for your barbecue this summer, then go to www.facebook.com/coffee and Glittermon. Also want to give a final shout out to Top City Overlays for your next vacation. Make sure you book your next trip with Top City Travel. You'll get a decent topcitytravel.com. You'll get a decent offer through them. So one final time from Sonoma, we are going to get the hell out of here as we've got we need sleep and get some rest done. But anyway, all that's left for me to say here tonight is keep it clean, keep it green, and we will see you again tomorrow night live with Paskey's Grand National Series.
Have a good weekend, everybody.